How to make money online using Instagram. So Instagram is a powerful social network that can deliver a huge amount of traffic to your affiliate offers, to your opt-in page, to your e-commerce, but you need to set up it in a proper way. And in this video you will learn, in this course you will learn how to set up your Instagram account, when to post, how to post, everything step by step from A to Z. So let's go to the course, and remember to subscribe to the channel and go to johnvianney.com in order to get step-by-step coaching on how to make money online. Let's go to the course.
Hi, my name's Alex Copeland and I work with Richard Fairburn and the Online Success Model team. And I'm here to bring you this fantastic Instagram course. Now, Instagram presents a massive traffic opportunity for marketers. In fact, as of June 2018, it reached the 1 billion user milestone. Now think about that for a second. Facebook, Twitter and places like that are actually starting to see a slowdown in people picking it up, but not Instagram. In fact, when it comes to actual daily usage, Instagram leaves other larger platforms in the dust. Now, some of these bigger platforms may have more users, but active daily users, well, Instagram's got them beat. In fact, there's over 500 million Instagram app users that access Instagram every single day. Now, that's a lot of likes, comments, shares and hashtags going around. And it's this sheer amount of usage that shows that people on Instagram just love to use it. Now, somewhere like Facebook, people can get fed up with. They can see too many negative comments. They can see stuff that just doesn't make them feel good about themselves. And you often see people saying that they're going to have a social network cleanse on Facebook by going off of it for a week, a month, maybe even a year. Now, you don't tend to see this with Instagram because people don't see this as work. They don't see the fact they check it again and again each day as anything out of the ordinary. They enjoy it. In fact, a lot of people check every few hours because it really doesn't seem like that big a deal and they enjoy being there. Instagram is pretty unique for this. It's actually fairly easy to understand why this is the case with Instagram, because if you know where it came from, it was programmed from the ground up as a mobile experience, which is a far cry from somewhere like Facebook, which was built primarily for desktop. Now, because it's a mobile focused platform and everyone is on their mobile daily, it's very easy for people to just fit it into their daily schedule. It becomes part of the routine. They treat it much like people used to treat reading a newspaper first thing in the morning. It's just a natural thing to do. And it shows no sign whatsoever of slowing down, as almost any niche can be covered on Instagram. The bottom line is, as long as the niche is photo or video friendly or graphically intensive, then there's an audience on Instagram for that niche. Now, e-commerce is especially suited for this. So if you're selling any kind of merchandise whatsoever, Instagram has to be part of your marketing strategy. If it's not, then you're leaving an awful lot of money on the table. Now, it sounds awesome so far, right? Well, there is a problem, and that's that most people aren't using it properly in their business. But that's where this comes in. We're going to show you how you can use it to its full advantage and gain the upper hand on Instagram. Hi, my name's Alex Copeland and I work with Richard Fairburn and the Online Success Model team. And I'm here to bring you this fantastic Instagram course. 10 key reasons why most marketers fail on Instagram. Now, it's easy to get excited about Instagram's reach, user consumption patterns and the overall traffic volume. It's massive. It really is very easy to get excited about those facts, but the fact is that most people that try to market on Instagram fail badly. Now, in this video, we're going to tell you the 10 most common reasons. Now, this may not be the most comprehensive list of mistakes that could be made on Instagram, but it is the most common ones that you should definitely be aware of. There are other ways to mess up on Instagram, but the chances are if you've ever tried and not got the results you want, then it's because of one of these. Reason number 1, one-time big-time paid marketing campaign. Now, a lot of people who have access to marketing budgets are very impatient when they come to promoting their online store or their brand on Instagram. They just jump in with both feet and they spend and spend and spend without really knowing what it is they're doing. Now, after all the money has been burned through, they've got nothing to show for it. And the reason for this is they think they can just throw money at it to fix the problem. Well, that's just not true. The bottom line here is your return on investment. I mean, there's nothing to stop you from spending a massive amount of money on Instagram ads, but the fact is, if you can't prove the ROI, then you're wasting your time and money. You can't just rely on the fact that you have a lot of money to spend to make this work. Believe it or not, you can walk away with better results with a small or modest campaign budget than you can with a massive budget when you know what to do with it. The difference? Well, it all boils down to how systematic and methodical you are in running your Instagram campaigns. Reason number 2, promoting direct conversion links. Now, a lot of people think that Instagram is just a traffic source, but it's much more than that. And you can tell the ones which think this by the fact that on their profiles they have a link to something like a sales page or maybe an email sign up, rather than to the home page of their site. This means that when they get visitors to their profile and they click through, they're sent straight to their conversion page. Now, if this happens, what do you think the next step is? Well, you're right, nothing. People just don't like this. It doesn't really matter how engaging your content is. The fact is, if you don't qualify them or give them some sort of help towards what they need before you send them to your conversion page, then they aren't going to be warmed up and they're very unlikely to act how you want them to. Now, I'm not disputing the fact that people do pull a lot of traffic from Instagram, but the fact is that traffic doesn't equal conversions. Traffic, click-throughs and conversions are all very different things, and each one has its own skill set. By promoting directly to your conversion page, which is your sales page or the squeeze page as mentioned, you just haven't qualified the traffic well enough for you to convert these people into paying customers. As a result, your ROI tanks and you end up spending a lot of time and money with nothing to show for it. And worst of all, it might make you think you can't do this, which just isn't true. Reason number 3, unreasonable suspicion of influencers. Now, influencer marketing is really big on Instagram. Basically, this is where you take someone that is already internet famous and leverage their fame and popularity by getting them to mention you or give you a shout out. The problem is, there's a lot of fake influencers out there. But not only are the accounts fake, so are their followers. It's all a software illusion. Now, maybe they're only charging $20 a shout out or maybe $5 per product mention. But the fact is that a lot of marketers have been fooled by this. And it's wasted money, as they've got no influence whatsoever and just fake followers. Not surprisingly, this means a lot of people have been turned off by influencers because they've been burnt this one time. They don't want to deal with them at all. Now, this is a really big mistake because there are genuine ones out there, and the real ones really can make a huge difference to your business. It could be the difference between having something that's an absolute hit or never being seen by anyone. So you need to be able to spot these fake influencers. Reason number 4, choosing to be antisocial. There's a reason why social media is called social media. It's about sharing and forming communities around certain topics. Unfortunately, a lot of marketers just create pages and then blast out content. They don't really care how people react. They're just going through the motions and getting the content out there. Well, the thing is, if that's how you run your Instagram campaign, then you're being antisocial. You're not reaching out, you're not engaging with fans, and you're ultimately going to fail. Believe it or not, it's the community that you build up that will add dollars to your bank account. That's just how it works. And being antisocial means you're going to kill that community before it even has a chance to form. Reason number 5, relying on substandard photos or videos. Now, this should be pretty self-explanatory because Instagram is basically a photo platform. It's all about the images. The better the photos, usually the better the followers. It's the same with video. You want to have a good production quality, otherwise people just won't stick around and watch it. You want to stand out from the pack, and you need to keep it at that level. Otherwise, ultimately, you won't get the followers you need and you'll fail. Reason number 6, build it and they will come content strategy. Have you ever had an amazing idea regarding a hot photo that people in your niche simply cannot refuse? Something you think is just a surefire winner, but it's just because you think so. I'm sure you have. Now let me tell you, 9 times out of 10, if you went ahead with this, you're probably going to fall flat on your face. The thing is, you haven't researched whether people actually want to see this. You're just going with that gut feeling. You can't just build this content and expect people to show up and come out of the woodwork. This is why a lot of businesses fail, because they base their stuff on something they like and not necessarily what their audience likes. You need to base your stuff on existing content that you can see works. This is a great place to start because you know you're onto some sort of a winner before you even make your own content. Reason number 7, failure to repost others' niche specific content. Now, believe it or not, you can build a tremendous amount of credibility on social media by simply reposting somebody's tried and proven content. If someone's got a lot of engagement and you repost it, then you might get some of that too, but on your own account. You get the likes and the shares because you've seen it happen to theirs. Now, this is perfectly okay to do because you end up promoting that third-party account when you do it. They get clicks through as well and they get to see that brand. But also, you get to build up your account. Now, if you don't do this and you don't share other people's content because you're hell-bent on promoting only your own stuff, then your Instagram account is probably not going to grow all that quickly. By sharing other people's proven, tested content, it's a win-win, as you build your credibility and you also drive attention to them as well. You help yourself by helping others, so don't be selfish and just use your own content. Go out there, be social and share. Reason number 8, failing to call Instagram feed viewers to action. Now, obviously, you're not engaging in Instagram marketing because you have nothing else better to do. Now, if you've got a following, once they're developed, you need to make sure they do something. Otherwise, you're not going to make any money. You need to step up and actually call people to action. Tell them what you want them to do next. So regardless of how you do it, you need to call them to action. For example, if you post a picture of an awesome t-shirt, then don't just leave it as an awesome t-shirt. Tell them to click on your bio and you will see where you can buy that awesome t-shirt. Tell them what to do next. Otherwise, they're just window shopping and you're training them to be passive. They're just there because they want to see your stuff. They're not going to take any action. And in business, that kind of audience is worthless to you. If you want to make money, you need action takers. Reason number 9, failure to use hashtags or using the wrong hashtags. Now, hashtags establish the niche of your content. People that are interested in certain things will use certain hashtags. For example, hashtag business if they're interested in business in general, or hashtag gardening. Now, what you need to do is get into the habit of using these all the time. And the thing is, you might choose hashtags that don't seem to work at first, but you can swap these out and you can find the ones that do. It's very important you do this because this is how you get discovered by people with the same interests and get the right followers. Reason number 10, posting off-niche content. Now, I know that you're going to be super excited about having an Instagram account, but don't let that excitement spill over into you just posting random personal interest posts. Now, if your account is being used for business, then it isn't about you so much as about your audience, and you need to understand that they have a very narrow range of interests. If you stick within that range, then they'll see you as a go-to person. But if you don't and you start to post off-niche content, they're going to see you more as entertainment than business. This means they're going to just hang around to see what you're up to and never actually take action. They won't find you credible as far as niche-specific products when you do promote them. If you focus on one thing, like for example designer watches, then they'll see you as the go-to person for designer watches, and when you post about them, they will take that call to action and make you money. Stick to your target niche because you're doing this for a reason. You want your audiences to take action, buy your stuff and make you money. Hi, my name's Alex Copeland, and on behalf of Richard Fairburn and the Online Success Model team, I'm here with a fabulous Instagram training. What Instagram can do for your business. So now you know what Instagram is all about, and I'm pretty sure you probably learned some stuff you probably didn't know about too. Now it's time to talk business and the benefits of using Instagram for doing and promoting your business. Now, most marketers doing business on Instagram find it kind of confusing at first. You see, doing business on somewhere like Facebook, for example, is pretty much a no-brainer. Everybody knows that that platform works and they know how it works. But sites such as Instagram, with their very specific functions and a dedicated set of features, can be a bit more difficult to figure out at first. But the truth is that for businesses of all sizes, from your small mom and pop family owned shops to large corporations, Instagram is great for driving results from being active. Now, their secret is knowing how to implement their business practices in the way that the platform works. But it's not just that, their performance is also backed up by the numbers, so it's worth learning. 80% of Instagram users follow a business on the platform. Now, that said, it wouldn't be profitable for those businesses to be on there if it weren't for the loyal followers. And done properly, an engaging business on Instagram can easily drive and spread awareness of their brands, their products and their services. They can make potential customers interested through visual discovery. They can also get new customers, which in turn will increase their conversions. This could be anything from product sales to app downloads to website visits, even visitors to a local store. Instagram's own built-in features will allow you to reach these milestones the easy way as long as you put in the effort, because Instagram has been designed with businesses in mind. They allow you to create an Instagram business account, which means companies of all sizes can be recognized with their unique business profile. Once you have this business profile, you can use it to gain insight about your followers. You can promote posts designed to drive business, and you'll give visitors to your profile the right info such as your business address and your contact details, and that's all within Instagram. You can also send full screen adverts to Instagram stories, which is a much friendlier approach to advertising compared to what some other social platforms offer. Not only that, but you can use business tools to get deep marketing insight, including the reach, the number of impressions, your replies, and all sorts of other stats. More than anything, the visual nature of Instagram combined with a story-driven advertising model means that you'll be offering an experience that far surpasses the flat and impersonal feeling of marketing campaigns that you might create on other platforms. Instagram has many other benefits for businesses that are too often overlooked by marketers. Now, as you go through this training, you're going to become aware that Instagram is as diverse can get. For starters, you can repurpose your Instagram photos on your business website to create cross-platform engagement. And if your business has a physical location, then you can bet that customers have uploaded pictures of it on the platform, spreading the word. And even if you don't have a physical location, maybe you only offer your products online, customers are probably still uploading pictures of those products. There's a lot more to say about Instagram, so follow us to the next video for some shocking Instagram marketing facts that you should know. Hi, my name's Alex Copeland and I work with Richard Fairburn and the Online Success Model team. And I'm here to bring you this fantastic Instagram course. Instagram success is all about persona. Make no mistake, if you want your marketing campaign on Instagram to be successful, you have to build a persona for your brand. Now this is non-negotiable. It doesn't matter if you're trying for paid adverts or trying to get free traffic from the platform, you need to have a persona. But why? Why are personal brands so important? Can't you just post pics and people just turn up out of nowhere and follow you? Well, here's the truth. People on Instagram don't follow hashtag poachers. Sure, you can get some traffic from it by using hashtags, but if you want to get the real traffic and the stuff that converts, then you need the right persona for your business. In fact, if you haven't got this, then the people that do follow you probably won't take you that seriously. They'll probably just be there to window shop. Now this isn't good because you want to be viewed as a credible and authoritative persona. So people will give you the benefit of the doubt when you recommend a product to them. But if your persona doesn't relate, then not many will follow. And those that do won't be very good quality. You need to understand that people are not following marketers. They're not on there looking for someone who's going to market to them. They're looking for someone to be a fan of. Think of it as building a fan base like a celebrity would. And while we're on the subject of celebrities, the ones on there can charge thousands of dollars for a shout out. And that's because they've got people devoted to them. They follow them because of their persona, and you have to do much the same as a marketer. The challenge of commercial persona building on Instagram. It would be easy if your persona is all about you. For example, say you were into marathon running and visiting different countries. You could make a personal account and people would follow that are interested in your unique persona and your varied interests. You could post about all the things that you're into. And to a certain degree, people would want to check out the products you endorse that were related to that. But if you want to be serious about making money on Instagram, then you need to be more focused. For example, if you have an online store that you're promoting, your persona must be specific to the product niche of your store. The more laser targeted it is, the more people are going to see you as the go-to person for that particular niche. So if you want to be serious about making money on Instagram, you need to be focused. It needs to be about business, not personal. So first, you need to make a niche specific persona. It needs to be targeted to the niche that you want to make money in. Second, you need to make sure that it can attract a real following. This is the second part of the puzzle. And you're in luck because this training will tell you exactly how you can build up these followings and make money from them. Now, in a nutshell, here are the 6 steps that you would need to follow to build a solid Instagram brand persona. You do need to follow them, but be aware that this isn't the be-all end-all list of things to do. We're just telling you what we think is the best way to get that fantastic Instagram brand persona. You do need to tweak them, you may need to change them a bit, but here's an overview of what we'll be covering in the next videos. Step 1. Find your competitors on Instagram and reverse engineer them. Step 2. Curate top-notch content and mix in your reverse engineer content. Step 3. Adopt a content-first sales funnel. Step 4. Use Facebook's ad retargeting system to pull Instagram users deeper into your funnel. Step 5. Pay and interact with niche-specific Instagram influencers. Step number 6. Continuously optimize all parts of your funnel. Again, the strategy here is to build a credible niche-specific persona and create a following for that persona. At the end of the day, all the traffic in the world is not going to make you wealthier. Conversions are. There's lots of sites out there that get traffic but make very little money for the users because the conversions aren't as good as they can be on Instagram if you do this properly. Hi, my name's Alex Copeland and I work with Richard Fairburn and the Online Success Model team, and I'm here to bring you this fantastic Instagram course. Find your competitors on Instagram and reverse engineer them. The first thing that you need to do is to list out all your competitors. Now, if you don't know who they are, just go to Google and type in keywords related to your niche and note down who shows up. You can also find all your competitors using the similar site research on Google to find online stores that are related to these competitors. Make a big list. Once you have this list, go and search for them on Instagram. Are they on there? Do they have accounts? Once you've got this massive list of competitors, note these down as well. Now you'll have a huge list of competitors. Study your competitors' Instagram accounts. Once you have the massive list of direct URLs on Instagram of your competitors, study them very closely. Take note of the content they put out, the quality of this content. What type of content do they keep publishing over and over again? Now, I'm not saying they're publishing the exact same content over and over again, just the same sort of themes. Note these down. Pay attention to what hashtags they're using as well. Reverse engineer your competitors' success. At this point, you should be aware that some of your competitors' content gets a lot more love from Instagram than others. By this, I mean the likes, the comments, and other engagement. Don't worry about anything else. Figure out which of their content gets the most traction, and note down the hashtags they use and what videos and pics are most popular. Now, once you've listed your competitors' most successful content, spend time figuring them out. Is there a pattern? Is there something in there that they're doing again and again? Also, pay attention to the description text for these items. There might be a clue in there as to how they're wording everything. After you've studied these elements, pay attention to the profile page of your competitor and also the text in the pictures or the call to action mentioned in the videos. Look at their sales funnel strategy. Are they offering discount codes? Are they trying to get people to their profile URL or somewhere else? How are they converting that traffic to their site into paying customers? Do they dump people straight into a squeeze page so people can sign up to a mailing list and then they'll notify them of special sales maybe? Find their sales funnel and then look over it, and the fact that you see it a lot means it must work. They wouldn't bother otherwise. They wouldn't use this model if it wasn't something that was helping them in their business. Learn to connect the dots. At this level, you need to write down extensive notes regarding the 3 key factors for your success. Your goal is to understand their content and beat them at their own game. You're going to copy their themes. Now, these are just the themes, and they're going to use these over and over. And if they're using them over and over, then you can note this down and you know they're working for them. Next, you're going to copy their sales funnel. You don't need to rewrite the book on this. You don't need to rewrite something brand new from the start. You're going to take their sales funnel and you're going to improve on it. You just need to identify what works and build something similar, but make it bigger and better than your competitors. Pay attention to content and come out with better stuff. You can look at their content and the themes and the type of things they're putting out there and what's getting the most likes and love. And then you can make yours bigger and better. You're doing this because if you just do exactly the same, you're just sharing the same general stuff, then this doesn't help you. These are the 3 things you need to put together for you to come out ahead of the competition on Instagram. Like I said, you're not putting out the same stuff. But why? Well, the key here is to copy the same themes and the same sales funnels, but also to improve on them. Otherwise, you're not building a persona. You're just following the herd, and people will just go elsewhere because they've got many of the same looking people to choose from. But how do you make this better? Well, you're going to be able to do this when you figure out their winning content themes, and then you come up with even better, higher quality content based on this. Build on the strength of the competition, but address their weaknesses. The bottom line here is pretty straightforward. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. But if you can build on the strength of what they've done, you can look at their content, their sales funnels, and their most popular hashtags and use them as your own, then you're getting a massive head start. Some of your competitors are already really successful, so use that as leverage. Don't start from scratch. Save time, effort, and energy, and use them to your advantage. Hi, my name's Alex Copeland, and I work with Richard Fairburn and the Online Success Model team. And I'm here to bring you this fantastic Instagram course. Curate top-notch content and mix in your reverse engineer content. Now that you've got your competitors' successful content marked down, start looking for third-party content along the same lines. Now you don't need to create this content, so you're saving yourself an awful lot of time and money. However, you're doing yourself a big favour because you are giving your target audience the kind of content that they're looking for. You are giving them something to engage with, and you know they're going to like it from your research. This means that you can attract the same crowd as the people that were competing with you. Now the thing is, curation can only take you so far. Don't get lazy. Use it to attract and add to your followers, but don't make it the only thing you do. The next step in this is to come up with a short list of your competitors' very best content and then come up with your own versions. But it has to be so much better. This is what puts you above the others. This is what makes you stand out from the crowd. You're trying to build a persona, remember? And up until now, because you're just sharing curated content or content quite similar to your competitors, you're just another face in the crowd. Your persona is more about the niche than it is about you. So now you need to come up with content that is above and beyond and start to invent your persona properly. But how do you do this? So how exactly do you improve on others' content? Well, there are several ways you can improve the quality of content that you reverse engineer. And let me just make this very clear again. We're not copying and pasting here. We're just using it for ideas. We're not taking work and passing it off as our own. We're using the ideas and using them to create new and better content. And we can do this by using some or all of the following ideas. Try updating the content. Offer an updated version of it. Maybe that's better pictures or better video. You'd be surprised as to how viral your content can be just by having a slightly updated version. People will see it and they will see that yours is the one that's newest and follow you instead of the other people. Higher production quality. When you're publishing content, make sure the quality values of that content are high. Do it in HD, have the top colours, the good compositions. You have to produce content that's so obviously superior to your competitors that your brand stands out and people sit up and notice. Include more details. I can't even begin to tell you how many Instagram accounts out there just post a picture and a hashtag, if that. That's just being lazy. You have to give more details because when you do this, you give the proper information and it fills those gaps in the minds of your viewers. It leaves less mystery and it makes you more trustworthy. And eventually, if you keep this up, they'll start looking at your brand as some sort of reference site or a resource. But you do need to find that happy medium between too much and not enough information. There is such a thing as overkill. You don't want to waffle on or do things that don't actually help in your conversions. Use better hashtags. Now, when you did your reverse engineering, you'll notice that some tags get used a lot more than others. And you can use these and see how they do for you, but it might be that they're too general or broad and you're attracting slightly the wrong crowd. What you need to do is play around with this hashtag selection until you reach a point where you can be sure that a more specific tag is pulling more traffic from Instagram or helping you gain more followers. Now, unfortunately, there's no black and white answer to this. You just have to try it and see what works for you. After some trial and error, you'll be able to see what hashtags are best for your niche. But at least with the reverse engineering, you've found ones to start your process with. Come up with a better picture series. Now, believe it or not, when people like a picture on Instagram, a lot of them want to see more of the same. Now, by the same, I don't mean the same exact picture, but from the same series. For example, you might see a picture of a beautiful vacation location and someone's just put up 2 pictures. Well, people want to see the area around that. They want to see it at night, low tide, high tide. There's lots of different ways that this same picture series can be seen. If you can come up with a better picture series based on these things you know people are interested in, then you're going to stand out. Use a better influencer distribution network. Now, after you've done Instagram marketing for a while, you'll quickly notice that some accounts on Instagram tend to get a lot more attention in your niche than others. Now, don't run away from these. They aren't necessarily competitors, and even if they are, they could be potential allies. Engage with them and they might be willing to share things for you. Now, they've already done the heavy lifting of attracting the same audience that you're trying to attract, so it might be that you can get them to help you out. Now, you might be thinking to yourself that all of these are in it for the money, so why would they? But there's also a lot of hobbyists on Instagram. Now, these aren't in it for the money, they're not marketing, they're just very interested in what they do. So they'll probably happily share your stuff. Call your viewer to action. To get better results than your competitors, always include a call to action. With everything else being equal, a call to action will make all the difference. If you've got the same content as your competitor, but yours tells them what to do next, you win. Remember, the name of the game here is to figure out your competitor's strengths and build on them, while at the same time taking advantage of their weaknesses. And if they've got good content but no call to action, this is a weakness that you can exploit. Your profile link call to action must address the same as the content. Everything you do on Instagram must integrate with content. If you're just shouting out and trying to get a link click, then you're leaving tons of money on the table. You need to qualify them. But how do you do that? Well, one simple way is to link from your bio to an internal page wherever your website is or wherever your content is. The reason for this is because then you can show them some content that they can look at and digest, and it builds credibility. It might answer some questions they've got in that niche rather than sending them straight to a buy button. They'll read this content, they'll enjoy it, they may even click through to different parts of your website, and eventually they'll get to that conversion page. It increases the likelihood that when they do land on that page, they'll take the action you want them to because they think you're an authority. Now, this is definitely the way I prefer to convert Instagram traffic. I like to get them to a squeeze page and get their email from them, but only after they've gone through some content and got to know me. I don't just dump them onto a sales page as they won't be in the mood for what I want them to do. And ultimately, the best thing to do is get them onto a mailing list because then that can do the heavy lifting and target them again and again. Now, if you don't follow the tips we've just given, then chances are your content is just going to remain flat. So make sure you incorporate as many of these in it as you can. Hi, my name's Alex Copeland and I work with Richard Fairburn and the Online Success Model team. And I'm here to bring you this fantastic Instagram course. Adopt a content-first sales funnel. By content first, what I mean is that your sales strategy must turn on content. In other words, qualify with quality content so that they're more likely to become buying customers. This is crucial because a lot of marketers on Instagram use it as a traffic pump. Their view is it's just clicks. If they don't convert, no big deal, I'll just get more of them. And this is a bad attitude to have. The problem with this is that you burn through a tremendous amount of traffic before you can get a sale. But what if I was to tell you you can pull less traffic but get more money? This is not a theory. But how? Well, with content to qualify your traffic. Now, make no mistake, Instagram and successful social media marketing turn on content marketing. The traffic must trust you and know you and get to like you. Now, unfortunately, this isn't going to happen instantly. They have to go through a content funnel. Now, make no mistake, raw traffic doesn't convert at a high enough return on investment. If it did, then we'd all just run out and buy raw traffic and not bother with all the work that comes in when you start putting content out there. But this isn't the case. Marketers on Facebook, etc. use content-based strategy all the time, otherwise known as content marketing. This is mainly because this particular method is more compatible with social traffic. It just works better. The KLT process. Now, let me ask you, when was the last time you bought something from a complete and total stranger? I'm willing to guess that this happens once in a blue moon. And if you're like most people, then maybe never. Well, thing is, you're absolutely normal if that's your mindset. This is how most people see things. Most people only want to buy from people they know and trust. That's just basic sales. It doesn't matter if it's done online or offline. Now, with content marketing, I wish I could tell you that you just need a couple of pages to pull this off, but that really isn't the case. They need to go through some decent content before they know, like, and trust you. KLT. Doesn't matter if you're on your own, a small company, or a big company. It's all the same when it comes down to trust. And by putting content out there, you build trust. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes it can happen with just a couple of pages of content, but you can't rely on this. You mustn't make this the only thing you do. Now, the best way to do this is to drop them onto somewhere that helps them out. If they're looking for content, they're probably looking for answers. And they read information that you've put out there, and they click through. Now, when you do this, you're building credibility and authority. You can then drip feed them content to open their mind to their needs and get them excited about the solutions you're offering, the things you're selling. Now, they might read some information, want some more information on one point, and then you click through and they're on another page that goes into that in more detail. Then they may even sign up to your mailing list, or they might click through to buy something, but they've gone down this content funnel and they trust you, they like you, they've got to know you. You're controlling the conversation. And you could offer a freebie that's got the actual answer to get them on your mailing list, because this is where the selling really begins. Now, it's very simple math that the more you sell, the more you make. So the best part of getting them on a mailing list is that this asset grows in value over time. You may not convert them with the first mail, but you might with the next or the one after that. Your list grows and so does your trust factor with them. And none of this is possible without the KLT process. Working a multi-page strategy. The way this works is that if people are just looking for basic information, the first page they land on lets them know of certain options out there. Now, at this point, you could recruit them to your squeeze page and let your mailing list do the selling. But you could also have more options on that page. They read through, they see another option, they click a button, they go through to another piece of content. They read this may go to somewhere else. It might recommend a tool. Now, as you can see, you're sending them and you're controlling the flow of this traffic. You're controlling the pace. Now, as I've said, eventually what I would do is recruit them to your squeeze page, maybe by offering them a top 10 of something or some other freebie. Once they're on that mailing list, you control the messaging and the pace of messaging, and therefore you control the conversion as well. Hi, my name's Alex Copeland, and I work with Richard Fairburn and the Online Success Model team, and I'm here to bring you this fantastic Instagram course. Use Facebook's ad retargeting system to pull Instagram users deeper into your funnel. This is my secret weapon when it comes to Instagram. Make no mistake, if you followed all the steps above and you used a multi-page strategy to build up your mailing list, you will achieve some level of success. However, if you want to turbocharge your results, you need to deploy Facebook's ad retargeting system. So how does ad retargeting actually work? Well, when you retarget ads using Facebook, you first have to install Facebook's pixel on your website. You then go about promoting on Facebook and Instagram, and the pixel keeps track of where they land. Now that the system knows which Instagram or Facebook users ended up on your site, you can take out a retargeting ad. Now, this could promote all sorts of things like a deeper page or even your mailing list or conversion page directly. The thing is, when they go back to Facebook and Instagram, they're going to see your ads and go to wherever it is you're placing them. Now, this is like shooting fish in a barrel. You can direct them to a sales page or to any other piece of content. Regardless of how you do it, retargeting works. The bottom line is you're using content to draw truly interested people further into the funnel. In fact, it's been known to boost conversions by as much as 40%. Now, you want to set this up in such a way that you only target those that went past the initial content though, because otherwise they're not deep enough into the funnel of content to actually be really warmed up. Let's put this into context. For example, let's say you run a free Instagram marketing campaign. You put some content out there and people click through to a profile page and they see this great content. Well, your Facebook pixel will know that they saw this. However, this isn't when you're going to retarget them. When they click through because they liked your particular solution and they want to know more about it, they end up on a solutions page, so further into your content funnel. This might be a sales page or another guide on something a little bit more specific. Whatever the case may be, they've gotten deeper into the guts of your website, and these are the ones to retarget because they've expressed some real interest. People who are just curiosity seekers would just end up on the shallow page, on those first pages of content. They would begin there and end there. It's the ones clicking around that are more likely to convert, and these are the ones that we use in our retargeting campaigns. Hi, my name's Alex Copeland, and I work with Richard Fairburn and the Online Success Model team, and I'm here to bring you this fantastic Instagram course. Pay and interact with niche-specific Instagram influencers. Now please understand that persona is the name of the game in Instagram. People follow personas. They don't just follow pretty pictures because anyone can post a pretty picture. Instead, they're following personas because they have a distinct spin on whatever niche they're in. They have a distinct personality or point of view. They follow this because they feel like they belong, an exclusive club. When you have that kind of relationship with your following, they are more likely to give you the benefit of the doubt when you do promote something. That's real influence in how a lot of things are sold on Instagram. For example, if you see someone wearing very cool stuff all the time like watches and jewellery, and then they post a very nice looking watch with a discount code on, you listen. You go ahead and click on the link and enter the coupon code and buy it, all because of the cult of personality, the power of influence. Now the thing is, you have to be beware of fake influencers. Unfortunately, once people knew money was involved and they could get paid for doing these shout outs, a lot of people started building fake accounts. But just how fake are these accounts? Well, the thing is, they're targeting certain niches, but they're not really into that niche that much, and then they get fake followers. So not only are the accounts fake, but so are the followers. This is a serious problem because if you paid the person behind these accounts real money to post shout outs, your shout outs are going to fall on deaf ears. Why? Because they're all fake. They're driven by software. They aren't real and they definitely don't have credit cards at hand. Now lots of big global brands are actually steering away from influencer marketing as they don't want to be stung. They don't want to be seen to be using these fake accounts. So they are a problem. So how do you make sure they're real? Well, real influence means real engagement. It's actually not that hard to find out which ones are fake. Just look at their public stats and engagement and how many followers they've got. You need to measure the total amount of engagements they get by dividing that number by the number of followers they have. Look for a ratio to see if there's enough engagement to tell if it's real. You could also look at the content they post. If it's the same content over and over again, or there's no caretaking of comments where they go in and they answer or they address things, then it's probably a fake account. We've put together the 4 key signs of fake influence. So sign number 1, equal following and follower ratio. If you notice that an account follows a lot of other accounts while enjoying a large following, this should be a red flag. Chances are they just followed a lot of accounts just to get the follow back. It's a common courtesy. This is fake influence. Sign number 2, low engagement ratio. If you notice that this account posts a lot of content but the engagement ratio is low, then this is a red flag as well. There should at least be a certain level of engagement. We're always going to have posts that don't actually do what we want, don't get the engagement we require, but it's unlikely that every single post sucks. So if this is the case, it's a good chance it's a fake account. Sign number 3, they obviously ask for money. Take a look at how they describe themselves. If it's obvious they take payments in the biography, it could be that that's all they're interested in. Be suspicious if they're pushy towards just these payments. Chances are if this is all they are after, then they're going to be a fake account just trying to get those dollars. Now the very best influencers on Instagram are those who are hobbyists. Now these are the best because they eat, drink and sleep their passion. The money is just a side thing, it's a happy coincidence. Now maybe they're into travel, maybe it's women's fashion, maybe it's luxury watches, sports cars, who knows. Whatever the case may be, they're hobbyists. They post picture after picture after picture, and these are definitely the best people to get a shout out from. You should definitely be very suspicious of people who are all about the dollar, because there's a strong chance they put up their account just so they can get shout out and other influencer ad revenue. Sign number 4, no niche specialization. Now, if it turns out that this influencer account tends to rotate among different niches, this should be a big red flag to you. What this person is actually doing is trying to get the attention of advertisers from different product niches that they know advertisers normally target. Now, it might be that it's a real account, but if it is, then they don't really have a focus. So even if it is real, the traffic is going to be a lot worse than someone who is niche specific. Now, following those 4 tips should stop you getting caught in the fake trap. But there's also something else you should do, and that's start with a slow and low buy. Now, the first thing that you need to do is get a massive list of influencers out there and then contact them all. In this case, I'm assuming you've got rid of the fake ones with the tips that I've just given you. Contact them all and ask if you can get a shout out or a photo ad for something like $5. Basically lowball the offer. Get as many shout outs and picture ad placements for as little as possible. Now, the next step is to track these campaigns and see which, if any, of those influencers can deliver real results. Now, ideally, you want to come up with a top 3. So, for example, if you have 30 influencers shouting out, you should be able to see the top 3 very easily by how many different comments, etc. Now, let's say you're sending them to your online store. Well, you own this, you know whether you sold anything or not, so you can see what's working and what isn't. But another great tip is to use specialized coupon codes for each influencer so you can see exactly where the purchase came from and track it. Now, once you've got this information, you can pick the top 3 that worked and pay them more for exposure. And this is how you maximize your results. Go slow and low and then scale up the campaigns that actually produce results. Hi, my name's Alex Copeland and I work with Richard Fairburn and the Online Success Model team. And I'm here to bring you this fantastic Instagram course. Continuously optimize all parts of your funnel. Now, up to this point, you've learned how to build a following on Instagram. And you also know how to create content and build that following up. And ultimately, take them to your bio, which is where your target link is. Now, when people click your target link, they go outside of Instagram and they go to a page you specify. This could be a consumer guide that qualifies your traffic even more so. It could be some more content. It could be a way to sign up. There are just so many ways you can go with this. Ultimately, they want to click on a link that gets them to a squeeze page, which is when you recruit them onto your mailing list and you get more chances to actually contact them. Now, the funnel starts with your content on Instagram. And no matter how you're going to convert them, you need to optimize all parts of this funnel. Whatever the case may be, you need a very broad top for your funnel, and each smaller part of your funnel needs to be as broad as possible. They follow your content and the funnel gets narrower. From here, they carry on until they reach your conversion pages. Now, you want it to be broad at the top of your funnel because the more people you have coming into it, the more you might convert. But here comes the bad news. It's one thing to say you will optimize, and it's another to do it properly. You see, the biggest challenge here is random optimization. People change whole parts of their funnel at once. They change whole pages, they change a whole piece of content. They basically do a huge chunk of it, and they hope to get better results. And sometimes they succeed, but most of the time, they don't really come up with much of an improvement. Make no mistake, random optimization is usually a waste of time because even on the off chance that they were able to make certain random changes and the funnel converts better, you still don't know why. You're in the dark, you don't know what part worked. And even if you were able to see which part accounts for the difference, you don't know which segment of that part improved your results because you did it all in one foul swoop. But there is a way around this by using elemental optimization. This is a much better way to do it. Make changes an element at a time. This way, you'll only move on to the next element once you've improved the results of the previous element to a certain degree. When you're happy with each element, only then do you move on to the next. Now, please understand that the sales funnel is made up of many different parts, and each of these have to be optimized, and each has separate elements even within those different parts. Now, the sales funnel, of course, involves the photos that you use on Instagram, your profile page, your consumer article or landing page article, and then your internal pages. Now, for this video, I'm only going to focus on the elements that can be found on Instagram, but you can take the same ideas for all other parts of the funnel. We're just concentrating on the Instagram ones for now. Here are the key elements to keep in mind. The profile URL. Now, this is the profile page that you have on Instagram. In here, you can change the picture, the description, you go element by element. This means you can swap out the pictures until you get a nice improvement. Now, once the images have made a sustainable change, you can move on to the text. Then you can do that until it improves, and then you move on and so on and so on, element by element. Photos and videos. Now, this should be pretty obvious, but basically post more of the ones that get more clicks. Pay attention to engagement levels and use those types to get even more engagement on new ones. Hashtags. Keep switching around hashtags to see if there is any marked improvement in your click-through rate and your conversions. Now, after you've reverse engineered your competitors, you should have a good starting point, but don't stop there. Keep playing around and keep customizing to see if you can find one that works for you. Description. This is the text that you post along with your photos or videos. Try posting the same picture but playing around with different descriptions. See what different ones lead to different clicks. See what calls to action work the best. Posting time. If you're using software to post on Instagram, take note of when your content is posted. Pay attention to when engagement takes place and try and post at those same times. Now, what should you look for? When optimizing, you should look for the following: increased click-through rate, increased dwell time, deeper clicks into your website, better conversion rates. Now, of course, we all know that at the end of the day, conversion is what matters the most. In fact, it's the only thing that really matters because this is what puts dollars into your pocket. However, to get there, you have to increase click-through rates. So keep optimizing everything to get this done. Optimize to increase dwell time. Also, pay attention to your initial content on your own website to see if you can optimize it so that you get even deeper clicks. These people are even more interested and more likely to convert. The more internal pages they view, the more interested they are. Now do this element by element and you can increase conversion rates dramatically. Hi, my name's Alex Copeland and I work with Richard Fairburn and the Online Success Model team. And I'm here to bring you this fantastic Instagram course. Best practices. Well, by now you've seen an awful lot of tips, but we want to make sure that you focus on the best ones to get the most bang for your buck using Instagram. So here's a few of the top tips again. Document your efforts. Make sure you write down what you're doing. This way you have a written record and you can conduct experiments based on it. By documenting your efforts, you can run these experiments and fail quickly. This way you weed out the bad ideas and focus on the best ones that actually give you some results. Focus on numbers. Don't go with your gut feeling. There's an awful lot of stats at your disposal with Instagram and use them. Stats and numbers don't lie, and you can use these to see exactly what's working, when it's best to post, and much more. Start with influencers using a slow and low strategy. Now, we've mentioned this quite a lot in the video that's focused on this, but it's so important that we wanted to tell you again. You should contact as many influencers as possible, but pay them a very low rate. The ones that take you up on the offer will weed themselves out very quickly. How? Well, each ad you run has a custom code or a discount code or a redemption code so that you can track it. Now you'll see who's actually making results and then come back to those people, pay them more and scale up your campaign. These accounts will definitely be real and getting the results you want, so you can feel safe in the knowledge that you're paying them to do the shout outs. Optimize using an elemental approach. Now, we covered this quite extensively, but again, it's so important we wanted to tell you again. You have to understand that you have to optimize going from element to element. This increases the chance of success hugely, and it decreases the chance of repeating the same mistake over and over. Not only that, but it will increase your ad campaign's overall effectiveness. So do make sure that you follow these best practices. Conclusion. Congratulations, you've made it through this course. Now, Instagram, as you can see, is a traffic goldmine. There's really no other way to describe it. However, you do need to follow the tips that we've given you and optimize them to fit your particular set of circumstances or your particular niche to be successful. If you do that, you're going to have some amazing results. And the best part? You don't have to pay much money to get those best results. We really hope you've enjoyed this course on Instagram. And from myself, Alex Copeland, Richard Fairburn, and the Online Success Model team, we'd like to see you taking action on this and getting great results too. Thank you again, and we'll see you soon.
Hi, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to learn more on how to make money online, go to johnvianney.com and subscribe to the channel. If you go to johnvianney.com, you get step-by-step coaching 15-day challenge on how to set up your very first online business. So go to johnvianney.com, subscribe to the channel. See you the next time.